Hey everybody, welcome back to Dual Planet. Welcome back to another video. As you guys may see, no Baldur's Gate video today because as of this recording, we are recording this on May the 4th. So hope you guys did have a good Star Wars day. So May the 4th be with you. And Tales of the Empire released, and it is 6 different shorts, um, all covering different aspects of the Empire. The first 3 episodes are about um Morgan Elsbeth, and then the last 3 are about Barros Offe. As always, I am joined by my fellow co-host Astro,
Hello, everyone.
and these episodes, guys, not lying, made us feel for villains.
Well, one
Well,
of them,
one
Morgan,
of
can
them.
still go fuck herself.
Morgan still go fuck us off for what she did. It was cool because like Morgan went from like being a night sister, being all that shit, to being a massive dictator. Barris Offee went from a Jedi traitor to Inquisitor, back to Empire traitor.
Potential ally to Ahsoka.
Yeah, and now she is dead. Rip.
Well, we actually don't know if she's dead because the Inquisitor that she fought did say that she was going to get her out of there, so she might have got healed.
Maybe. The episodes consist of 17 to like so many minutes. So like episode 1 was 17, then 15, then 14, 17, 13, 17. So that's how it went. Episode 3 was 14, yeah. But yeah, Will, how do you want to do the breakdown?
Um, I so I think I'm just going to break down the arcs rather than each episode because
Yeah,
that seems easier.
that's easier. Just do it as one.
So, so we've got arc one, which is the Elsbeth arc. We start on Dathomir with the Night Sister Purge. We get to see Grievous. It's horrifying. There's PTSD. We get to see the mountain tribes of Dathomir, who are, I'm just gonna call Jedi Night Sisters because, like, that's kind of what they are. We get to see a pretty fucking cool Force power get used slash magic where one of the mountain tribe people creates like a barrier around herself and then explodes it and destroys like half of an army of droids. Pretty cool. Then we get a little bit of a time jump. We go to Morgan Elsbeth pitching what would later become Thrawn's TIE Fighter project, basically adding shields to TIE Fighters, which, sounds like a pretty good idea. Um, the recurring question in episode 2 is why is Morgan wanting to join the Empire? We get to see Rook back from Rebels. We get to see Pelion back, and obviously we get to see the not Grand Admiral yet, but the Admiral Thrawn, who again
Wait, he said
always
no. He
manages.
didn't. He said he was Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Nope, he is Admiral Thrawn. If you see his little badge thing in the
When
thumbnail,
did
he
he
doesn't
become
have
Grand
the other
Admiral?
thing. Uh, right before he appeared in Rebels, I think, because
Uh,
when he introduced himself in Rebels, the person's like Grand Admiral, and he's like, "Yes, the Emperor recently promoted me."
uh,
Yeah, so Morgan becomes the dictator in that episode fully,
what's the
and in
difference
episode
between
3,
Admiral and Grand Admiral?
more ships probably, more
Oh, okay.
power maybe. I assume Grand Admiral is like the leader of the Admiralty. And then like
Probably.
the Grand Moff, who was Tarkin at the time, is probably the leader of the overall Imperial military. So like
Yeah.
Thrawn commands the admirals, but he reports to Tarkin and the Emperor. Then episode 3, The Path of Hate. The New Republic's in power. We've done another time jump. The Empire's gone. Someone returns to Corvus to try to petition the planet to get into the New Republic. Doesn't go well. She ends up dead. Um, because they explode her ship. So does all of her crew. And the last note that we get from that is that no one's coming, but they did manage to send a distress signal, which I believe is how Ahsoka ended up on Corvus. What did you think of this first arc, then, the Morgan Elsbeth arc?
Oh, we're reviewing it by arc.
Might as well.
Alright.
Makes sense to do it that way.
Oh, I think the Morgan Elsbeth arc was interesting in the fact that we got to see Grievous again, who for some reason looked more menacing than he ever did. He, I've got to say, amazing overall like aesthetic. Morgan Elsbeth is kind of like, I felt sorry for her in a way that the reason why she became who she was because of the situation she was put in. But like, still, it's also I'm on the side of fuck her because she still became like a massive dictator. Um, I don't know really. It's weird to think of. It's interesting to see her backstory and the way that she is and why she did the things that she did. She, in a way, you feel like she wants to know better than everybody. That she kind of wants to, like, you can tell that she's protecting this, like, people, but she's doing it in a way that's hurting them more than it's helping. And, like, her and Thrawn, it's like Thrawn really turned her from a Night Sister into, like, a massive dictator. And a warrior into like this evil person that she would later become in Ahsoka. Overall, I think her arc, I'm gonna give. I think in her arc, I'm gonna give a 6.
6.
Yeah, for her arc, I think a
Fair enough.
6. I like it, but I wanted to see more.
I liked the themes that they put into it. I enjoyed the whole "why do you seek imperial favor" sort of vibes that we were getting, and then obviously seeing that path that has now led her to obviously the Ahsoka series. Um, I would probably give it. I would probably give it a 7.5. The first
Yeah,
arc. Then the second arc that we got was obviously the Barriss arc, which people have been waiting for a long time. Obviously, we start with Barriss in prison on the day the Jedi fell. We later get to see her recruited by a former Jedi Knight, Lynn, who is one of the Inquisitors. She's taken to a being constructed Fortress Inquisitorius, and we get to see some cool training. The Grand Inquisitor is a fairly good teacher, actually. Like the
it
stuff he
really
says is
is.
quite cool. Where it's like you're holding back, fear is your ally, sort of stuff. Um, Obviously, the arc ends with Barriss killing one of the other, or the only other initiate at the time, with a force choke, which was a little harrowing. And then we get to episode 5, where they're hunting a Jedi. A little interesting because obviously hunting a Jedi is not exactly an easy task. Um, Barriss manages to get the information that the other Inquisitor is unable to get. And because of that, the Inquisitor decides to slaughter the entire village. Except a child who gave the information. But
I was
other
about to
than
say,
that,
I was sat there like,
slaughtered,
do not kill the kid. Do not
slaughtered
kill
the
the
entire
kid.
village. Everyone's dead. Um, so they continue hunting the Jedi with the new information that they acquired, and they find the Jedi. Interesting thing is, while the Inquisitor that Varys is with, who is still Lynn, um, fails to fight the Jedi and actually gets knocked out, Varys is able to nearly convince the Jedi to give up, which is interesting. And right as he's about to give up, obviously Lynn can't have that because she can't have failure. Um, so she kills the guy straight up, just murders him, and that causes Varys to then say that she had him surrendered. Why is she doing this? And Lynn says that the Jedi are something to be eradicated wherever they find. To which Varys hits her with the cold line of, "Then you have one more Jedi," and just force pushes Lynn off the edge of the cliff, which is one of the funniest scenes in Star Wars, I think.
That was fucking hilarious.
Episode 6, The Way Out, we have a family that have got a force sensitive child. They're seeking out the Great Mother, who is going to help them escape the Empire. Turns out that Great Mother is Barriss, who has got herself a few friends helping her, a mole creature, and then a human who we never get to see the face of.
To be fair, I thought it was going to be the guy who the Jedi she said, but it wasn't.
I thought it was going to be that as well. As Barriss is delivering a nice eulogy on the Jedi and saying that in another time their kid would have been taken by the Jedi and trained to be a knight, there's someone coming. There's a shadow from Barriss's past arriving. And not gonna lie, I did think for a split second that it was Vader. That like microsecond, I was like, "Oh my god, is this Darth Vader coming to just murder Barriss?" No, it's not. It's Lynn. Lynn's back. They have a nice little. I can't even call it a duel, can I? Because Barriss doesn't even fight. Barriss is like dodging and shit, and it's pretty cool. But Lynn's trying to like convince herself that she's on the right path. But Barriss says that it seems that fear isn't your ally; it's your master. Which is a pretty fucking hard
Which
line as
was a
well.
really good line.
She's come out with a lot in these 3 shorts.
Like, basically saying that her master is the reason why she is the way she is.
Then the family get away because Lynn is trapped by her own fear of failure to actually find them. And in her anger, as she's frantically spinning around, and Barriss is trying to calm her to say, "I'm here, I can help you," she actually stabs Barriss in the chest. Little side note: before Lynn arrived, well, like before Lynn actually arrived to fight Barriss, she did send the family off to someone who would know what to do with them, and she did say the word "she." So maybe Ahsoka, maybe they reconciled.
I'm saying Ahsoka.
Um, the
Cause that,
family get
like you
away.
said, that's a if it ended up being Ahsoka, that's a massive redemption.
Yeah. Lynn then has her final crisis of faith and decides to get Barriss out of the cave without her lightsaber. Maybe that means that she um, is no longer an Inquisitor. Maybe Barriss isn't dead, but it looks like she might be. But that is
Don't
the end
know,
of Barriss's arc for the shorts. What did you think?
mate. I'm fucking impressed. Like, I think Barry's Office is my favorite. Like,
To say that they had teased it for like years. We're talking like 10 years that they have
we spent
teased like
we
what
spent.
happened.
I'm about to say we've been teased a lot. Everybody thought that she was the Inquisitor in Rebels. That was a theory.
And then everyone thought that she was Marok
Yeah, there was
for
a
a
lot
little.
of theories, and now we actually know what happened to her, and I'm actually not disappointed. I would have
I'm
liked
sort
to
of
see
glad
like
we
a
do. I'm sort of sad we didn't get to see more of the Inquisitor like thing.
Yeah,
Because like we
we
got to
didn't
see
really get
Marok
to
for a
learn a
split
more. We
second.
didn't really get to learn a lot about Morocco. I would have wanted to like if we did get another season. If
I
we
would
did
like
get another
Tales of the
Tales,
Inquisitors.
yeah, I would love like an Tales of the Inquisitors, and we could get a tale of uh the guy, the other guy, can't remember his name, the one that's from Tales of the Jedi,
Yeah.
and then we could have got Marok's, and we could have seen like how Marok went from this Inquisitor to this gas person.
Yeah. Especially considering Marok is connected to Morgan Elsbeth. It would have been interesting to see
Exactly,
if
it would have
those
been cool.
two
It's like
interacted
obviously
together long
Marok isn't his
before.
real name, so like,
Marok is his real name because
oh, is yeah,
he'd have been given a brother designation. We don't know his
yeah.
brother designation.
Like we don't know what it looks like without the costume, without the outfit or whatever. But yeah, this was my favorite. Like I like Barasov's redemption, and I'm saying it now. It is Ahsoka she's on about.
Has to be.
It has to be. But like speaking, it'd be really cool if it ends up being her and her and like uh her and Ahsoka made up. So like you can tell that she kind of helps those with different. She basically helps people who have got Jedi kids or uh, Force, Force available kids and stuff like that to keep them away. Cause she knows what they do to them. She knows what it's like firsthand.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's helping does work, and I think it's really good. I'm gonna give this story arc a 9.
9.
I actually really fucking liked it. I liked hers a lot.
I might give it a 10. I'm giving it a
I
10
didn't
out of
want
10.
to. I thought I didn't want to like be that guy who gave it a 10.
I'm giving it a
So
10
I
out of
gave it a
10.
9. You know what? Because you took the bullet. I'm giving it a 10.
I'm giving it a 10 out of
So I
10.
didn't want to give it a 10.
I have
I'm
very
giving it
few
a 10.
complaints. The only complaint I have is I want more, and if the only complaint I have is wanting more, then
You know
the
something's been done right.
yeah.
I'm hoping
So
that this becomes a regular thing. Like, because
every May the fourth,
If Tails ends up being the only time that we get to see the Clone Wars style animation for a while, I'm here for it. I would love different stories. There's
I
so
am
much they can do with it.
I'm
This is
very much
basically their
hoping.
version of What If,
Yeah,
but
well,
without
not
it being
really.
What If.
I would love a What If Star Wars series though.
That would be cool. I would love one where it's like, what if what if Vader didn't die at the
And
end?
there's like so many different points in the Star Wars timeline where you could be like, what if?
Exactly.
It's like you've got like what if Anakin never turns the dark side?
What if like Count Dooku told? I've seen the animations. What if
Yeah,
Count Dooku said, "Fuck this! I'm not dying because of my mask for you. I will tell him that you are the Sith." Like that type of thing. I've seen those
there's a lot
animations
that
and
they
they're
could
pretty
do.
funny. There's a lot that they could do, and
Uh, I think right, that Star Wars, Disney specifically, Disney need to refocus on actually putting out Star Wars content instead of putting out uh insert content, which is
mm,
like someone inserting what they want into Star Wars.
yeah, Star Wars is Star Wars. You can't change
That
it
is
too
what
much.
this was.
This is what
Tales of
this
the
was. This was
Empire
Star Wars.
wasn't inserting anything into Star Wars. It
Anything
simply
Dave
existed.
Filoni touches is Star Wars. Him and Jon Favreau, anything they touch is Star Wars.
And while while I personally have no real issue with the sequel trilogy, except The Last Jedi, which is the worst film ever created,
It was, oh,
I
they did
enjoyed
our boy Luke
Force.
dirty.
I enjoyed Force Awakens.
I like Force
I
Awakens. Yeah, Force
I
Awakens was fun.
enjoyed
I think
Rise of
Ray. I
Skywalker.
think Ray in Force Awakens is better.
I think the issue that they have run
But the
into
issue that
is
they had was saying, "Oh, Ray is a nobody," and then backtracking on it.
yeah, the idea that she was no one was interesting. Turning her into a granddaughter of Palpatine, one of Palpatine's clones, and then saying that just because she's the granddaughter of a Palpatine clone, she has got this immense force power doesn't make any sense.
And it annoyed me the
Because
fact that they kept on trying to make her more powerful. That they tried to make her more powerful than Anakin.
I will say this:
And I'm sat there like, Anakin is the powerful one.
the one thing I'll say about the Last Jedi is the force projection thing that Luke does
I think that was
is
pretty cool.
probably the only time in the sequel trilogy where they let Luke be Luke.
Yeah. It's
Um,
just, I didn't like the whole, old man drunk shit.
yeah,
I didn't like it because that just felt off.
I do hope we get more quality Star Wars content because obviously we've had the Bad Batch, which was rocky at times, but it was overall
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
We've had Tales of the
Go
Jedi, which
watch
was
our reviews now.
amazing. We have Tales of the Empire, which has just been amazing. We had Ahsoka, which was rocky in some places, but was
Yeah.
very much held up by Ray Stevenson
Rest in peace.
and Rosario Dawson. We had The Mandalorian, which obviously started off very, very strong in season one.
Yeah,
Now in season
Mandalorian kind of
three,
like.
it's sort of lost
I
its
think with
like
Mandalorian,
hook.
it's delved way into the sequel trilogy stuff.
Yeah.
That, but
I
like
need it to
now,
veer back to war, and I think that's what they sort of tried to set up in the end of season three,
because we
where he
do
said
know
that
they
he
have.
wanted to be like a privateer
Yeah,
for the New Republic.
they've already said that the season 4 is not even going to be a season for Mando. It's
Yeah.
going to be a movie,
Which
which
I don't know how they're going to pull off a movie when we're so used to how many one, two. We were sort of used to like 3 movies per season.
and it's like they're going to do a movie, but they're also doing a crossover with all of the shows. So like Ahsoka, well, yeah, Ahsoka and Mando are going to cross over, and it's going to be they're changing it into this like big event, which will
Yeah.
be interesting. Which
I'm
means,
excited. I just hope that we eventually get some more interesting uh content.
yeah,
Like when they did Andor, that was interesting because that was
Andor was got Andy Serkis's performance in Andor. The fact that his face when he said "I can't swim," I was like, "Oh shit!"
yeah, that's good unless of course screws exist in Star Wars for you because if they don't, then it's a big issue.
You know how long it's been since you've made a fucking joke like that?
Too long, too
It's
long.
been ages since you've made a joke about it.
But I don't have anything else about Tales of the
I
Jedi.
don't even. I think overall rate. Let's go. Like we've done the thing. What's your overall rating?
Overall, 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna go with a 9 out of 10 overall. So I did like a few stuff here and there from Morgan Elsbeth's story. But yeah, is that it?
That is all I have.
Right, everybody, we hope you did enjoy today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Go to the link down below to all of our social medias. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, to know when we upload. Join our Discord if you'd like to as well. And yeah, happy Star Wars Day. Happy Sith Day, if that's a thing. Is that a thing?
Revenge of the Fifth, bro.
Revenge of the Fifth Day. I'll
Return of the Sith.
To be fair, I might watch Revenge of the Sith tomorrow. But yeah, guys, hope everybody did enjoy. Don't forget to all that stuff, the garbage that Will always says. But yeah, bye for now.
Forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
Server etiquette!